friends, and welcome to another video. Today we are going to be guessing 1-star reviews of my 5-star favorites. I've been seeing a ton of the reading the 1-star reviews from your 5-star favorites. Recently Larry and Mariana posted them, and then the lovely Ellen Catherine did a spin on this where she tried to guess what the books were. And I had my lovely friend Christy create us a fun little thingamabobber. Basically, she went on Canva and she made us some graphics we're blocking out the title of the book, and it's going to be a bunch of 1-star reviews, and I have to try to guess what the book is. I think I'm going to get 0. I told her the parameters were to only include 5-star books from this year because I did film a reading and reacting to 1-star reviews of my 5-star books for Bookmas last December, so anything that was from around last year I've already looked at, so I don't want to repeat. And she said not a problem, and she went right in and did that. The only things she said she did not include was memoirs, because we are both in the mindset that it's kind of icky to read 1-star reviews about somebody's life. So with that being said, we are going to jump into it. I'm going to move over here so we can have our graphics here, and we are going to jump in to the 5-star. My 5 stars, they're 1-star reviews, okay? We're going to jump into it with book number 1, and I'm nervous. I don't think I'm probably going to get, I'm guessing there's 7. I'm guessing I'll get 2 out of the 7, and that's like my goal. So, the first one is from August 2023. Is it found family if they all date each other? Is it found family if the fam all dates each other? My first thought is The Favorites by Lane Fargo. And the only reason I'm not thinking it's that is I think it came out in 2024, and 2 of these reviews are from 2023. So let's move on to the second one. The second one is, personally, I think this was such an awful twist to the series, and in a really bad way to end the story and plot. The end and the showdown to happen. Oh my god, this has got to be Bad Blood by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. That's my guess. This is such an awful, I at first thought this had to be romance because of the everybody dates each other, but there's a lot of interdating in Bad Blood and Found Family. Very bad way to end the plot and the story. The ending was in the showdown to happen, and then what follows seconds after. You're joking. The first 3 books of the series were so good, and then the ball is definitely dropped, shattered, and then stomped into even more pieces in this finale. I literally was gasping for air, obsessed with Bad Blood. I remember being at the airport talking to my friend about this book. Like, that's how much I loved it. The plot and story were awful. At times it felt like it could have came with trigger warnings. Overall, veered from the original start of the series and finished with a heap of awfulness. Sad to dock this when the first 3 were so much better. Oh, my heart. Okay, and the final one. Wow, I really did not enjoy this. The first book was good, the second was even better, but the third started going downhill, and this one was even more unbearable, which is so annoying because I really wanted to like this series. I found the overall plot interesting and the vibes were good, but the main mystery that we got into at the last book was just not it. Too far-fetched, too many random characters were used in it, and the writer was trying way too hard to find the mystery, to make the mystery so elaborate that she completely lost me as the reader, and I didn't really care about any of the twists or the big things that happened to the characters. Try hard, ... womp womp. It's Bad Blood. I know it's Bad Blood, and it makes me want to cry hearing these words about it. And yes, the answer was Bad Blood. 1 point for me. But my heart, will she survive? I don't know. Moving on to the next one. Okay, this is from this year, January 2025. This book needs so many trigger warnings. It was truly agonizing to read. Non-stop physical and psychological torture. Would not recommend. My first thought is going to one I just read, and that's why it's like right in the forefront, and it's by Will Dean, and it's called The Last Thing to Burn. That's my like current thought, because I have not been giving thrillers very high ratings lately. So for it to say that there's physical and psychological torture, that's like originally what comes to mind, and maybe Stillwater Girls by Minka Kent. I am obsessed with Misery and Room, and to be honest, the authors of both, but this falls flat. I'm not into gore, but that notwithstanding, there was no thrill to this thriller. Other readers mentioned the writing style, but I don't think it was literary at all. Plus, sometimes the male lens was too obvious for me, though that could be my own bias. Looking for recommendations of claustrophobic thrillers, though. I don't know what Misery and Room is, but it says through the male lens, so I think that eliminates the Minka Kent book, because that's written by a woman, and is solidifying my guess of the Will Dean book. But I don't recall it being gory, because I don't do gore. Like, I will pass out. So I'm not sure about that. Maybe they should have burned this book first. At first, it's incredibly slow and repetitive. Then it gets stupid. Whoever compared this to The Room should apologize to Emma Donahue. That says they should have burned this book. And that book's called The Last Thing to Burn. So that's what I'm going to go. The Last Thing to Burn by Will Dean. We got 2, baby. I'm so smart. I'm so smart. Live, laugh, love. Okay, the next one. Okay, we've got some long reviews here. They are from 2023 and 2022, so this is not a new book. So that's good information to have. So it's definitely not going to be like The Favorites by Lane Fargo. I feel like repetitive, but that like is my most recent 5-star, and that book came out last year, I think. So it's definitely not going to be that. It's not going to be Beg, Borrow, Steal, because that also just came out this year. So anything that's like newer, I'm gonna probably not guess, but we'll get into these. Not to judge everyone that likes this, because you can like what you like. I'm feeling the judgment, sweetheart. But you can like what you like, but how in the world is this book so popular? It's barely a thriller and mostly just torture porn with no safe words, extreme daddy issues, naming your secret sex club the Pater Society, and calling the young girls you abuse daughters is gross beyond comparison. Power fantasies and characters that need a whole lot of therapy. Seriously, every single character in this needs serious professional help. My guess is already The Last Housewife by Ashley Winstead, because it's kind of the vibes of the like underground society type vibes. So that's so far my guess. There are so many fantastic reviews for this book, and for the first 15% or so, I was so hooked with the story, but then it goes downhill. The portrayal of nearly all male characters, except one, was ridiculous. All of them are hateful, misogynistic creatures who want nothing but to rule the world and do women harm. But I mean, like, where's the lie when it comes to men? I'll wait to find the lie. I'm looking for it. Searching. Not finding a lie. I understand the author's desire to promote feminist ideas. I bet you this is reviews written by a man, which isn't bad, but it's done so clumsily that it actually hurts to read. Literally every man is jumping on you from the pages of this book to tell you how much he hates women. The protagonist admits never feeling safe in her life from the moment puberty hit her, because literally every man on the street was out there to assault her because she had boobs. Yeah, I get it. Many men are like that, but why the hyperbole? Yes, there was a twist, which I didn't expect, but overall the book doesn't give you any food for thought. It gave you, if it's The Last Housewife, it gave you so much food for thought, so that's just incorrect. Maybe it didn't give you specifically, but not, you're saying it for everybody? I don't think so. The bad guys are obviously bad in every way. Their victims are obviously good in every way. And everyone gives you cliche speeches on the patriarchy, the way that it could be written in a feminist encyclopedia for middle graders. Ugh, I'm so disappointed. I just strongly disagree. If this is about The Last Housewife, then I'm like low-key offended. What a snooze fest. This book makes feminism, sex, alcohol, and drugs look bad. I have a problem with trophy wives who get mad when the strings are pulled. What did you think? The trope of the hayseed from country who gets taken advantage of by the city slicker has to go. The main character was valedictorian of her class, for fuck's sake. Nothing in this work of fiction was remotely plausible. It's also an insult to feminism. It portrays women as weak and gullible, needing a man to come to rescue. Killing your abuser doesn't make you a feminist. It has got to be The Last Housewife. Yeah, maybe I'm really good at this. You ever think about that? And maybe I'm just like so smart because I'm so smart. Oh, this one's got some things blacked out. Okay. 2024. All the reviews are from 2024, so it could be something newer, but also might not. Blank is exactly what I imagine you'd get if you took all the worst parts of early 2010s Tumblr Wattpad and ran them through a random TikTok buzzword generator. This book reads like it's written in hopes that it becomes a movie. That is not a compliment. Honestly, iconic review. Hilarious. Hilarious. I don't have a guess based on that. How is this the same author who wrote Blank? I made a Goodreads account because I am so appalled at how lackluster this was. Okay, so we made the Goodreads account just to talk shit about this. Love it. I felt nothing. No romance, no connection. I didn't care what happened to any of them. What happened to Blank? Am I mystified? It's like it was a caricature of her own writing that was written only for a few members of her fan club with like Easter eggs and silly things like that. Why did she do this? What happened to her writing? Okay, so this is somebody who's written other books. I don't think it's Beg, Borrow, Steal. I don't think it's Late Bloomer. I don't think it's If Tomorrow Never Comes. Maybe it's Just for the Summer, or maybe The Wall of Winnipeg and Me. Let's read the third one and see what that has to say. I think I deserve a sweet treat for finishing this book. I mean, you do, because it should have been a DNF. First off, it doesn't feel like the author who wrote Blank could have written this. The writing was so choppy and totally lacked substance. And don't get me started on the main characters and their complete lack of chemistry. It was just boring. The jokes didn't land and every statement felt like it was made to try to be relevant and trendy. Totally cringe. I read the phrase, I laughed, like 50 times, but never laughed once. I swear I was reading this like this the whole time. Face. I'm gonna guess Just for the Summer because I really don't have any other guess. Oh my god, that was right! Oh my god, all these are so wrong. They're all wrong. Everybody's wrong. It's all wrong because it was such a good one. Guys, I got them all right. Can we believe it? I did not think that that was going to be the actual answer. I thought I was going to be bamboozled, but Just for the Summer. And don't you dare talk about my love, Abby Jimenez, like that. Thank you very much. Okay. So I finished this. Oh, these are from 2024 and 2023. So I finished this. I almost didn't. But this book has so many good reviews, I wanted to see if it got better. It didn't. It was slightly entertaining and less annoying, but not my cup of tea. The change in POV was interesting, and I think the only reason I didn't DNF this, the constant change of the POV also made it so each character's story and character's development was rushed. I found Blank insufferable. I'm guessing already that it is the Lonely Hearts Book Club because of the change of POV, but it wasn't a constant change of POV. So maybe that's not it. Sorry, but this was so boring, crying face. I was into it at first, but then it went downhill after the first 80-ish pages. For a book supposed to be about different people coming together, all the personalities were dry as hell. There's also a couple of random characters that add literally nothing to the plot and get talked about for some reason. The ending was extremely unsatisfying, and I was also over-caring by that point and just wanted the book to be over. This is the type of book to put you back in a reading slump. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking this is the Lonely Hearts Book Club, and that's offensive. I'm offended. 1 star. 1 out of 5 twinkles, actually. This book is a little little too quirky for me. It had a lot of characters, so it was a little hard to follow at times. It literally, to me, wasn't. It was like, it was 4 characters point of view, I think, throughout the whole book, maybe 5. No, 4. Sloane, Maisie, Mateo, Arthur, 5, and Greg. But it was like 5+ chapters of each point of view before you switched to a new point of view. Anywho, the writing style seemed really similar to Frederick Bachman, so if you like their writing, you'll probably enjoy this book. The characters seemed very one-dimensional, and I really didn't feel like I knew them, which made it hard to connect with. I had a hard time giving the main character so much grace when he was so incredibly mean to everyone around him. I feel like I don't have hardly any character growth, and it was frustrating to read the group of friends just keep coming back for more after he was so mean to them. I was very confused about the plot or purpose of this book for a majority of the book. I feel like by the end I had a good grasp, but it took a while to get there. Yeah, it's definitely the Lonely Hearts Book Club, and I'm sad about these reviews. Okay, so we only have 2 reviews, and one of them is really long. And these are we have one from 2021 and 2024. It's getting harder and harder to actually enjoy one of her books these days for me. I won't complain about the slow burn because I get it. It's the thing that she's known for, even though 40% of her books are only filler. The fact that every single character are the same in her book makes me insane. I'm guessing it's gonna be either All Roads Lead Here or The Wall of Winnipeg in me because of the slow burn concept. Okay, this book is bad, like truly bad. Buckle up, kiddos. This is not going to be a nice review, so I'd like to preface it with I really wanted to enjoy this book. I was excited to try a new offer and dive into something happy and mindless. I read a lot of dark thrillers, so I love to throw a good romance in here or there to brighten it up. Now, when I read a romance novel, I do not expect it to be fantastic writing. I expect it to put a smile on my face. I want cute moments and some character depth and chemistry and a story that makes sense and isn't just sexy time, but finds balance. When I saw how many amazing reviews this had, I thought, wow, maybe I found a new go-to. No. This was poorly written from start to finish. The main character is naive and generally annoying. I found myself skipping large chunks of dialogue to get through it. I'm all for the surly bad boy grows a heart club, but blank fell flat and I found it difficult to imagine chemistry between these characters. Don't get me started on the nicknames. Just don't. The humor, the conversations, the romantic moments, it felt like it was written for a 16-year-old. For those of you who are obsessed with this author and feel like this was the perfect beach read, can you please help me understand? Do you get paid to write thousands of 5-star reviews? Is that a thing? This is a safe space. You can tell me. Whew, okay, I'm done. Sorry that really spiraled, but I said what I said. There you go. Good luck to all considering this read. Okay. I'm guessing it's either The Wall of Winnipeg and Me or All Roads Lead Here. I don't think either of them are a beach read. They both are a grumpy main male character. They both have nicknames. I'm gonna go with All Roads Lead Here because there's a lot of camping in that. So maybe that's like an outdoorsy type of read. Ah! I'm so smart! Oh my god. We have one more, I think, and if that's where I like lose it all, I'm gonna lose my brain. Okay, final one. These are from 2024, so not too long ago. So, DNF at 30%. The amount of telling and not showing is actually so stupid and so annoying. Reads like a really subpar fanfic where the author doesn't visualize women as real people, or rather the characters in this book feel like characters, not people, and not in a fun way. The flaws are not realistic and read more like a checklist and a caricature. Anyway, I'm kind of roasting the book, but it's not the worst, and it's not worse than some other romance novels. Okay, so romance. Worst book I've ever read. Corniest shit on earth. I don't think there was a single page that didn't reference some Vine Tumblr post / celebrity. Non-stop cringe. Will not be taking recommendations from TikTok again. I don't have even one guess. I don't have a thought coming to mind. DNF at 61%. I can't speak for the autism represent. It's got to be Late Bloomer by Maisie Eddings because there is autism representation in there. So But I don't know who this depiction of ADHD worked for, because honestly, by the time I got to the part where they just went on and on about how bad a driver blank is, just felt mean. I have to say late bloomer. Did I like 100% this quiz? Did I kill it? Because that's the only book I can think of that I know they mention having autism and ADHD. A late bloomer, baby. I did it. Round of applause for Hannah. Ooh, ooh. I can't believe I got them all. Let me know what you guys think. I don't think I have enough 5-star reviews. I think that's also part of it is I only have so many to pick from this year, but I can go into the archives and do all of my 5 stars ever if you guys want to see this again. And I'm thinking of doing the opposite, reading 5-star reviews of books that I either DNF'd, gave 1 star, or gave 2 stars. I think that'll be a lot harder. So yeah, that's everything for this video. That was so much fun. I had such a great time, and thank you, Christy, for helping me out with that project. And I'll see you guys next time.